Hey everyone. Okay, so we're on a new night just for this week. We have a Friday night special. We have a really important show, but before we get to that show, we want to give a shout out to our show sponsor, Classic Bar by Sherry. Do we still have the Libra Lounge deal going on with Sherry? Okay, so when you go to the Mind Body app and you look up the schedule for the studio at Femme Fatale, you look for basic bar. Is it basic bar or is it classic bar?
Classic bar.
Okay, if you're a beginner, do not go to the other bar class because those hoes be on the ceiling, on the side, all around a pole. You don't need that class. You go to the Classic Bar by Sherry's class. And if you mention the Libra Lounge, you get $10. Let me see, it's $5 off of your first class. So make sure you do that and make sure you're following the studio at Femme Fatale on both Facebook and Instagram. Also, Facebook has just updated our top fans list. Producer James didn't want me to say y'all's names though.
I just said, name the top 10, not all 97 of them.
It's 29.
Okay.
He don't appreciate y'all like I do. I appreciate y'all. Y'all are loyal. Y'all are kind. Every now and then when we get a newbie on the page and they start talking shit, I don't really have to say anything because y'all go into attack mode for me. I appreciate that. So here is our new top fans list. Now, look, if I mispronounce your name, that's not my fault. That's your mom's fault. She gave you that name. She spelled it differently. I'm just going to do the best that I can. All right? So here we go. I'm going to try to do it as fast as I can. You think I'm going to stumble over their names?
I know you're going to stumble. At least you're not going to try it with an accent like last time.
Oh, what kind of accent was it? Was it a British accent? What was it?
It started that way.
How'd it end?
It ended like you
South side,
like a drunk
Houston,
Scotsman.
North Houston. It's really okay. So our new top fans are Kristen Allen, Ardette Phillips, Juana Vasquez, Rachel Causey, Simone Booton, Tammy Swanson, Misty Raven, Donnie Stanback, Amanda Silva, Jeannie Simmons, Tina Washington, Net Ford, Valerie, I want to say it's Cuffy, Kara Alexander, Alicia Hinkleman, Natisha Rigsby, TJ Jones, Sarah Haywood, Melinda Smith, Jan Jackson, Shanta Trice, Erica Don, Mickey Betancourt, Kat Medlock, Michelle Acevedo, it's Acevedo, Kimberly Moore, Jeanette Sanchez, Kimberly King, and Malika Green. So I told my daughter to pick a number between 1 and 29, and she picked the number 4. So Rachel Causey, you are the winner of our I Speak Fluent Petty t-shirts. Contact me through the Libra Lounge and we will get that to you ASAP. Again, we really appreciate you guys sticking with us. Some of y'all, I swear, I feel like y'all are my cousins a little bit because we just vibe. We get each other, okay? Anything else as far as that goes? No, make sure you're following us on Instagram and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are also going to be posting more videos, just short videos on all of our social media platforms. So give us any kind of feedback that you guys see, or if you want us to talk about a certain thing, let me know. I'm not going to listen, but you could just still let me know. Anything else, Producer James?
No, those are called petty moments.
Petty moments. What did we do? We did 2 this week. What were they about?
The first one was about the Child's Play.
Oh, yeah. And how Chucky just don't look the same. When Chucky first came out, we were in elementary, right? That was elementary, late elementary.
Maybe you. I'm a lot younger.
Okay, you're stupid. So anyway, do you remember Chucky looked bright and vibrant? I mean, his cheeks were plump and they were up, and his hair just kind of looked like a ginger kid who just came back home from daycare.
Yeah, it looked like a toy that you'd actually want your kid to have.
Yeah, it really did. Okay, so the new Chucky, I don't know what happened. I don't know if their budget was shorter and they just kind of threw the shit on there, but Chucky looked kind of bad. I mean, even for as creepy as he was the whole entire time, he looked just bad. Like he had plastic surgery and then it kind of melted. And then his hair, it was all combed back. Like it looked greasy or something.
I heard somebody say he looked like a ginger Bruce Jenner.
He really did.
which was hilarious.
Wait, well, but we have to be politically correct. We have to say Caitlyn Jenner now, not
Okay.
Bruce.
Okay.
Wait a minute, or he looks more like transitioning Bruce. Like he looked like Bruce when he was 3 weeks before the full operation to become Caitlyn. That's what Chucky doll looked like. So here's the thing. So Chucky almost fucked up my whole relationship with my Cricket doll. Do you remember Cricket?
Oh my God.
Yes. Like I was petrified of Cricket, who I loved so much. I was an only child back then, so she was really my girl. But Chucky, I didn't trust Cricket after watching Child's Play. I just didn't, and I still don't trust people with blue eyes. There's something devilish about it. It is. I mean, between the Hitler stuff and then the Chucky doll, I don't trust people with blue eyes. I mean, I tolerate y'all, I just don't trust y'all. I don't want y'all in the family. You know what white people say about black people? I love black people. We just don't want any in the family. That sounds about right. All right, so if you are a friend of the Libra Lounge, you know what time it is. It's time for the gab.
We know she has a really big mouth, which sounds kind of dirty, and that's probably true too. Let's gossip. The Gab with Keisha.
All right, so this week, this one was a tough one. Beth Chapman, who is married to bounty hunter extraordinaire Dog the Bounty Hunter. She was also the co-star of Dog the Bounty Hunter TV show that was on A&E. You know, we kind of watched her go through her cancer battle the last, 2.5 years, and man, I thought she was gonna beat it. I thought she was gonna beat it up until really Friday when she had to be rushed to the hospital. You know, they actually just got done filming for a new reality show, and she was filming last week. So, you know, I was really taken aback. I love Beth. I like a woman that's a little bit trashy, a little bit, prissy, and she just didn't care. She was a shit talker, but I like a shit talker, especially when they can back it up. So, she just was that girl, that chick. She always had her nails done, her hair done. She loved her family. She was so loyal. And the funny thing about it, it's really not funny, but someone asked me on a post that I made about Beth, was she a smoker? Because what she ultimately died of was lung cancer. And no, Beth didn't smoke, but everyone knows her husband, he smoked like a chimney. Like he's even got the skin that, when someone smoked for so many years, their skin looks like old leather. This one was sad. I really felt this one. It's weird that, you watch people on TV, especially reality shows, you really start to feel like these people. And someone, oh God, who was that guy on Facebook was like, hey, didn't Dog the Bounty Hunter when he said the N-word? He did say the N-word. And I bet you've said it too. So I forgave him. We moved on. We made up. And, this one's hard. You didn't watch the show. You watched it, with me in the house having it on. They did a lot for Hawaii with the ice epidemic, but they also had a home in Colorado, and they were just the go-to people for, if you couldn't find a fugitive. I think collectively together, her and Dog had 12 kids. That's a lot of damn kids. I don't know if I would marry someone with that many kids. That's a lot of child support. But Beth did it. She was ride or die. So our hearts most definitely go out to Beth, Dog, and their entire family. And of course, the people of Hawaii, because, they brought a lot of attention to Hawaii, which ultimately brought a lot of money to Hawaii as well. So, speaking of someone else who is larger than life, Lizzo. I'm sure you're probably tired of hearing me and Scholar play Lizzo music, right?
How would I know what Lizzo music is?
It's usually a song with a woman and you're like, can y'all turn that shit off?
Oh, I thought that was every song y'all played.
It's not Cardi B. You guys know how producer James hates Cardi B and how much me and Scholar love Cardi B. So Lizzo, she's a girl like me who's all about female empowerment. She's got like the anthem for every woman who's broke up with a man. She's tired of his shit. He ain't about shit, and she ain't going back. Period. Point blank. Stop calling her. She changed her phone number. So Lizzo is that chick. She's actually from Houston. She plays the flute. Now everyone is trying to what? Black people could play the flute.
It wasn't that.
What?
It was that it just came out of nowhere. Sorry.
She plays the flute.
Okay, great for her. That's awesome.
You're such a hater. So Lizzo's all about female empowerment. Lizzo is a big girl, and she doesn't give a fuck what society says about how she's supposed to look, what size she's supposed to be. She can sing her ass off. She recently was at the BET Awards, and she was everything on there. She actually had her dancers. They were like on a wedding cake. Like they formed, like all of her dancers are thick dancers, which I love because what, James? You know he always got something slick to say.
Nobody can see me. It's like when you.
I can see you, and they can see me, and they can see the look on my face. Like producer James over there talking shit.
Yeah, but you could just be making that face for no good reason.
No,
just to
you're
call me
usually
out.
doing something.
All right.
Yes, I'm not. I don't like to make those faces. Those faces are gonna mean I'm gonna need Botox in like the next 10 years because I'm always frowning at you. So no, I would appreciate it if you just sat there and just were a producer, and looked at your screen, and didn't make side eyes at me or anything like that. But y'all know how he is. Anyway, so Lizzo, it's just when you listen to Lizzo, the next time you see a man, you just kind of say, fuck you. Keep on walking. Get out of my face before I slap you. And she's all about the thickness. So, but sometimes, Lizzo, sometimes you just do a little bit too much with the thickness, okay? I saw that video of you walking through the airport with a thong on. Just a thong and a top. That was a bit much. Because Lizzo about 3 bills. That's a lot of ass to be walking through the airport. I mean, for real. I know your mama called you too. I'm sure she said, Melissa, give me $500,000 and I'm not going to blast your ass about having your ass literally all over Intercontinental Airport. But keep doing your thing, Lizzo. You make me feel empowered every time I have on your songs. Call me though. Call me, because I feel like we can do something together. Can't you see me and Lizzo? You know, I introduce her before she comes out, you know, and I walk off stage and then I come back on stage and do a little dance or something like that. I think Lizzo and Keisha, I like it. It has a ring to it. All right, so our friends over at Bayou Animal Shelter are in desperate need of like everything. There's been like, do cats have a certain time of a year that they just like to have sex a lot and have babies?
Yeah, it's every day.
Okay, so they have like the cats over there is okay. The movie Gremlins. Okay. One of the cats got wet and like all these smaller kittens just started popping out. Okay. They have like 500,000. That's my new number now. 500,000 kittens over there. Some of them need to be fostered because they need to be bottle fed. What else are they out of? They need funds for medical care for some of their dogs. They also need donations of supplies. They just need everything. Write a check, send it over to them. They can use it. And don't forget, we're still trying to get them into their new building. Because the building they're in now, it has to be the breeding ground for, okay, so hepatitis C is sexually transmitted and through blood, right? What's like hepatitis A? Is there such thing?
Yes.
Do clowns have it?
Possibly.
Yes, it's the breeding ground for hepatitis A. You can't tell me there's not like some dark monsters and corners and stuff like that. I don't know. It looks like a place where criminals go to hide and breed. It's horrible. It doesn't smell well. And the workers as well as the animals deserve so much more. So if you can at all make any kind of a monetary donation, it doesn't matter if it's $1, please do so. And you can, what is their website? He lying, y'all. He don't know. He was about to say something, but it was going to be a lie. I saw the look on his face. But go ahead. What's the website?
I honestly don't remember.
Okay, it's probably www. I don't know, Bayou Animal Services, something like that. We'll put it up there when we post the video. But yes, anything. And if you want a cat, please go get one of the kittens that are over there. If you remember the last time me and producer James had a kitten from over there that we were trying to get adopted, we gave them diarrhea by feeding them bacon. So I don't think we're allowed to really do anything else with any of the dogs. Wait a minute. So not just that one. That was one time we had animals from there. The next time, you remember when we did, what was it called? Operation Save a Whole Dog? When we drove all the way to San Antonio to pick up one of the shelter dogs and bring her back down here.
So update.
Yeah.
Give them the update.
The update is which one? Like the bad update or the good update?
No, the good one. I mean, we told the
Okay.
story, but I
But
think
we
the
didn't tell them
dog.
about the attack.
Oh no, well,
Okay, so no good deed. No good deed. So we go, we get Hope. Everything's fantastic. I mean, Hope looks at us like, hey, I know you guys are here to rescue me. I'm so happy. I'm just going to get in the truck and lay down and make googly eyes at you guys. Oh, hey, you guys, y'all, we stopped at Wendy's. I ate a hamburger, I ate french fries. Everything was going great until we get to my dad's house. And just to make a long story short, there was a full dog fight, which led to stitches. And what else? Antibiotics? What else? It was just.
oh, stitches, antibiotics, tears, regret,
Screaming. Yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah, but it happened to the other dog because Hope ain't no punk. She didn't go down like that. So anyway, Hope is still up for adoption. I do appreciate you guys sending in donations like you promised for Hope, but now she is officially ready to be adopted. So you can go to Bayou Animal Shelter's page and you can type in Hope. I'm lying. I don't know if you can do that or not, but look for Hope's name and you can adopt her. I think that's something they should do.
Yes, and by the way, it's bayouanimalservices.org.
Fantastic. All right. So speaking of dogs, you all know my toy poodle Sushi. You know him because he's cute, he's fluffy, he's petty, he has a little bit of thug in him. He's mixed race, but he's like Drake. He identifies with his black side more. He hates producer James. He hates Skylar. He hates everyone except for me. He's a very good judge of character. So anyway, last night a petition was actually started on Facebook for Sushi to have his own Facebook page. Producer James, I don't know. I feel like Sushi already thinks he's a celebrity. He walks around looking at people like they're poor all the time. I don't know if he is ready for his own Facebook page.
Well, given how many types of Facebook pages I see nowadays, I think entitled, petty, and mean is exactly where he belongs on Facebook.
Okay, so you know what? I said if he gets 50 signatures, I will let the little booger have his own Facebook page for like a week. Anything more than a week, I mean, he's really going to be like, I can't talk to you right now. Speak to my manager. Have your people call my people. I think it would be too much for him. It would go straight to his head. But I think we should do something special. Like if he does get 50 signatures, I don't know, do we donate something to Bayou Animal Services or something like that?
We could donate him. I'm just saying.
Always trying to keep the black man down. We'll be right back. Are you looking to lose weight, improve your posture, have muscle definition, increase flexibility, and reduce stress? If you answered yes, then Classic Bar with Sherry is the perfect, invigorating, and dynamic workout for you. Bar technique is extremely safe and is designed to stretch and tone with a splash of cardio. The method is the foundation of ballet with the flow of yoga. To learn more about Classic Bar, call Bar Instructor Sherry at 281-678-8037 or stop by the studio at Femme Fatale located at 689 FM 517 West, Suite 300, Dickinson, Texas 77539. Your first class is only $10, and if you mention the Libra Lounge with Keisha, you only pay half. Make sure to follow the studio at Femme Fatale on both Facebook and Instagram. You can also email Sherry at barandyoga@gmail.com. That's bar, BARRE, and yoga@gmail.com. All right, welcome back to the Libra Lounge. So, I decided after, we've had some community shows. Our last one was with, who was it? The breastfeeding mom from Texas City. We gave her a chance to come on our show. Before that, we had some of the gentlemen that were running for city council positions. So, based on the feedback that we received, I want to once a month try to have something, a show that's community based, give a voice to people that may not necessarily have a voice, or they need a larger platform so they can be heard. So that's what we're doing tonight. I have in the studio with me Dee Frenchwood. Say hello.
Hello.
Dee is from Dickinson, which is my hometown where we have our studio and our boutique. Her sister, Arionna Parham, did I say it
Yes,
right?
ma'am. Yes.
Okay, if I say it wrong, I just sometimes with words, especially with R's, I get a little bit,
Yeah.
and I have a little bit of a lisp too. Her sister has been missing for just a little bit over a year, and not much attention has been given to her case. It's been some months since I've heard anything about the case, period. So I invited Dee to be on the show so that we can get things moving once again in Ariana's case. So I'm going to start off by asking Dee some questions about her sister so we can just kind of get to know who Arionna is, okay? Tell us about, what's the age difference between you and Arionna?
I'll be 23 this year, and she just turned 19.
Okay. What was it like growing up with her?
I didn't grow up with her.
Okay.
We got the same mom, but I was 5 when I moved down here. She lived in Dallas.
Okay. So how did y'all connect? How did y'all,
when she was 8, she moved down here with my aunt, and it was closer to home.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys got to spend time with her.
Mm-hmm.
So was it the typical little sister, big sister relationship?
It grew into that.
It grew into that?
Yeah.
Okay. Is she like a typical teenager? Because she's 18 years old, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have a 17-year-old daughter, so I know everything is about makeup, hair extensions, clothes, boys, all of that. Is that kind of the stuff that she's into? No? What is she into?
She like watching YouTube.
Okay.
She like reality shows on YouTube.
Okay.
She like music, watching people dance on YouTube, and
okay.
That's really her. All she does.
Yeah, and that's another typical teenager thing is YouTube.
Well,
because my daughter is on there always watching makeup tutorials and stuff
my
like
sister
that.
didn't like makeup.
Really?
She didn't like it.
She's like a black unicorn then, because you don't hear about a girl her age not liking makeup. I'm a drag queen, so I always.
Well, I don't think it was so much of her not liking it. I don't think she was just really into. I don't know.
Well, makeup now it's like a job. You know what I mean? And it's very time consuming. So it takes up a lot of time. I was thinking last night. I was like, my daughter and Arionna went to the same high school.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because my daughter's going to be a senior this year. When would Arionna have graduated?
This year that just passed.
This year that just passed.
Yes,
okay. So I have a question for you, and I just thought about it now. So since Arionna is still missing, did they do anything special at the high school during graduation?
I reached out to Dickinson High School. They told me that they was not going to do anything. But the night of graduation, the valedictorian, she said my sister's name.
Wow.
So
that was very nice. Is there a reason why that they didn't do anything?
I don't know.
They didn't give an explanation.
They just kept telling me no.
Oh, okay. Write that down, Producer James.
It's noted.
Thank you. Okay. So I was introduced to you through a mutual friend that we have, Noelle Bruce.
Yes,
I know she was very, very passionate about Arionna, and for a lot of missing girls of color in our community. So that's how I got your name, and I'm like, what's going on with it? I haven't heard anything. So did you become Ariana's caretaker?
Yes.
How did that come about? Because you're so young.
Yeah. She was going through things at home with my aunt.
Okay.
And I guess she was just tired. She went to school and told her counselor that she have a sister that has her own house, and she wanted to live with me.
And so when she approached you about living with you, how was that?
Well, she didn't. The counselor called me and told me, hey, your sister's here, and she said she's living with you. And I said, okay.
So you just said okay like that?
Yes.
Really? Because sometimes I don't even want Producer James to live with me.
Yes.
So taking on a teenage girl is a lot. Yes. There's I call them bipolar highs, bipolar lows, because you just never know what kind of mood they're going to be in. 1 minute they're happy, then they're sad, then they're mad at you. You don't know what you did. Then they love you so much. So that's very big of you to take that on.
Yeah.
Did your friends ask you, why are you doing that? Are you crazy? Really? No. Wow. And so do you have any kids of your own?
Yes, I have 4.
What, before?
Yes.
And she in here with this black dress on, looking like she has never produced a child.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I silently hate you a little bit, but it's just because I'm jealous. I'm just, just ignore me. Okay, so that's even more so.
Mm-hmm.
You have 4 kids, and then you take on the responsibility of a teenager.
Yeah.
How did you balance all of that? That's a lot. Is that just how you are?
I guess. I guess.
My mother always says that Black women, we just take whatever's thrown at us, because that's what we've always been taught to do, is to be strong and be like that pillar of strength. But I commend you for doing that, because I don't know if I would have done that.
Well, she wasn't supposed to stay with me as long as she did. She's supposed to left the weekend and ended up staying. So
really, well, that says a lot about you, though, as her sister. That one, she trusted you and knew that she would be okay in your care. Okay, so take us through the day that Arionna went missing.
It was a school morning. I woke her and my children up because they had to go to doctor's appointments. And it was a little after 7 o'clock in the morning. I know the buses had just ran, so I woke her up and I was like, hey, how you getting to school? And she said she was catching a bus. I was like, don't worry about it, I'll take you. I went in the bathroom and I started getting ready, and I heard the front door close. When I came out the restroom, I was told that she had left.
Okay.
And I didn't think too much of it. I just thought maybe she was just mad because we had a disagreement the day before.
Okay.
And usually every day around lunchtime at her school, she would call me, and she didn't.
Okay. After
school, she would call me, tell me what to pick up. She didn't. And that was the same day of Dickinson graduation last year.
Okay.
So I thought, and my sister was a year behind, so I thought maybe she had a friend that was graduating, and she wanted to go to the graduation.
Right.
Even though her not telling me still wasn't like her, I just thought maybe that's what she was. I was on social media just keeping up with the updates, seeing what time graduation was going to end. And after I seen it ended, that's when I started calling around. I started calling a number that she would call me back. Whenever she was calling me, like from school and stuff, she would call me from a number, and I called the number back.
And nothing.
Nothing. I reached out to her friends, and
no one knew. So do you know if she made it to school that day?
She did not.
So she never made it to school that day. Okay, so it starts off as a typical morning. You guys had a disagreement the night before, and I know how that is with a teenage girl. They give you the silent treatment, and
but she wasn't even like that.
Really?
The whole time afterwards, she was, "Oh, I love you, sister." She was kissing all over me, and I was, girl, mad. I was just mad. I was like, girl, but, yeah. She wasn't. I didn't see her being mad. She was never just mad at me to where she was holding a grudge, not talking to me.
So, even with her not calling you, you haven't heard anything from her. So you don't know what made her go out the front door that morning. It wasn't to catch the bus because the bus had already left. Did she have a cell phone on her or anything like that?
She had my daughter's phone.
Okay. Did you call her on that phone or anything like that?
The phone was off. She was using Wi-Fi.
Okay. All right. So at what point did you start thinking something has happened? She's not just upset, or she's not just hanging out with her friends. She's not at graduation. At what point did you like, okay, there's something wrong?
After graduation.
Okay. So what did you do?
I called. First, I started calling around, and then after that, I called the police.
Okay, so did you speak to any of her friends or anyone that she hung around with?
Her best friend, I spoke with her.
Did she see Arionna that day?
No.
She didn't see her that day?
No.
Okay. Did the school by chance, did they send, the little notification whenever a student doesn't show up? They did.
Yes.
They did that? Okay.
Yes.
So you knew then that she wasn't at school. So what were you
they didn't send it to my phone, to me, because she was still in the system. It was still my aunt.
Okay, so she got that call. Okay. So once your aunt got that call, did she inform you that Arionna was not at school?
No, because it was going on for a few days, and that's part of the disagreement we was having.
Oh, she wasn't going to school.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm assuming that your aunt contacted you and said, "Hey, Arionna hasn't been going to school. I've been
Well, it
getting
wasn't
these
so much
calls."
of her not going. It was her being tardy for school.
Okay, getting to school.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So graduation's over. You've called her friends. You talked to her best friend. No one has seen her. No one has heard from her.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you thinking at that point?
That she went back to live with my mom in Dallas.
Okay. Is that something that she had mentioned before that she might do?
Yes.
But how would she even get there?
I don't know.
No, you don't know.
I don't know.
So you're thinking, okay, well, by that time, it's really the end of the school year.
Mm-hmm. It was.
Okay. And you're thinking maybe she went to your mom's house. So do you reach out to your mom?
Yes.
And what do you tell her?
I told her that my sister was missing, and she was on the phone with me whenever I was talking to the police.
Okay. So when you call the police, like, for us, we see things like this on television.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I know that it's probably so totally different, from the dramatization that we see on shows or movies. So when you call the police, Dickinson Police Department, what did you say? How did that go?
I told them that I wanted to report a missing person.
Okay.
And they came out, and the officer spoke with me, and at first he didn't want to do anything because he was like, well, she's 18.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't nothing that they can do.
Okay.
And he was right there while I was listening to all the different stories that was being told. And he was like, okay, hey, I'm just gonna file it as a missing person.
Okay.
And he started helping me. We was searching, and once the information that we started getting, when I would report it to them, it was like, okay, I already knew this. He knew it already. He just wouldn't tell me what was going on.
Right.
Then I was no longer able to speak with that man anymore. And that's when they transferred me over to the detective.
Okay. So this is what we know as of now. Arionna walked out of the house after 7:00 in the morning. She didn't tell anyone. She didn't tell any of your kids she was leaving. Bye, nothing.
No.
You just heard the front door close. She doesn't go to school. She doesn't go to graduation. She's not been in contact with any of her friends. No family. So you call the police. They come out. What are you and your mom saying to each other at that point? Because your mom's all the way in Dallas. So
she was just wanting me to find her child.
Right. Right. Okay. So what made the police officer go from there's nothing that we can do, she's 18, to okay, we're gonna go ahead and file this as a missing person?
Because of the stories everyone was all over the place. They was saying that she was with this person, that person, and it was a lot of stories.
Even from the very beginning of by the time you contact the police, you're hearing all these different stories. So what can you tell us what any of those stories were? You don't have to give us names or anything like that. But basically they were just saying, oh, I think she's with this person, or I think she's over there. Were they giving you different people's names?
Yes, it was a lot of people's names.
So do you think any of those were true at all, or just people just saying stuff?
At the moment, I thought they, I don't know. I don't know what to think.
Yeah.
I honestly didn't know what to think.
Right.
I was just like, okay, maybe this is true. And when I would reach out to those people, it was like, no, I didn't hear from her. And
Yeah, because I would be the same way. Every single thing someone threw at me, I'd be like, we got to see, because one of them could be true. Okay. So at that point, they've already filed the missing persons report. I have to ask you, how was it? What was it like working with the police? It wasn't a good.
It was not.
So, okay. So were the police, were they not sympathetic? Were they not helpful? Were they not, informative?
They was not doing anything. They would listen to the stuff that I had to tell them, but they stopped answering the phone for me.
What do you mean they stopped answering the phone?
When I would call them for information,
they wouldn't answer the phone. They wouldn't call you back.
They would. I leave messages, emails. They would not reply. I ended up changing my number, and I got transferred to the detective, and he answered the phone. Of course, I got a new number, so
right. He didn't know it was you.
He didn't know it was me.
Okay.
And from day one, it was always, we'll get back with you. And they'll say they have information, but they can't discuss it with me. It's been horrible.
So if they have information, is there a particular reason why they wouldn't share that with the family members of the missing person? That's not how it's supposed to go.
Well, I mean, and I don't know the details, but sometimes during an active intubation, there's some information that if shared could compromise or, could make it more difficult, or especially if you tell somebody in a family something and then they tell the person who might be of interest, something happens there. But again, I have no idea what the details were of this case.
Do you think it was a situation like that, or do you think it was a situation where they just, well, I know for me, and I'm just trying to, as much as I can, put myself in your position, I would feel as though I want to be informed about anything and everything having to do with my sister being missing. Even if it's like the smallest detail, I still want to know. Yeah. Okay, so the detective answers the phone because he doesn't think it's you. Did you ask him why had he not returned any of your phone calls, emails, or anything?
He haven't been at work.
Okay. So usually when someone's not at work, don't they, give the case over to someone else? Or usually isn't there like okay, I'm now, mind you, I'm only going off of what I see on television and, Law and Order and stuff like that. But isn't it supposed to be like two detectives working on a case together?
That's what I was told.
But there was not. Okay. All right. So it's been over a year now. I know that I heard about Arianna's story. There was also another missing girl around the same time. Do you remember that? I think she was half Hispanic, half Black, but they found her. Okay. Now, the person that I think that ended up being a situation that she was with a boyfriend, was it?
Yeah.
Something like that. Okay. So everyone kind of assumed maybe there was some kind of connection between Arionna and that young lady, but there wasn't. Okay. I'm just kind of what, babe?
Well, I was gonna ask. I mean, did they interview all the people who were mentioned, like the people that she had been seen with, or
whenever I
did they do
told
some
them,
kind of follow up?
Yes.
Okay.
They did.
Okay, but that didn't. Of course, that didn't turn up anything compelling. It doesn't sound like.
Well, they told me that they did, but
you just have to go by what they say.
Yeah.
Okay. So you and your family, did your mom come down from Dallas?
Yes.
Okay. I can't even imagine what that drive or flight was coming down here. Okay. So once your mom is down here, what does the family come together and decide? What do y'all say to one another?
It was a mess.
Yeah.
It was a mess. Everybody was pointing fingers at everyone. It was a mess.
Yes, because I mean, in situations like that, emotions are heightened, and then of course you always want to blame someone else.
Yeah.
Why weren't you watching her? Why don't you know? Well, why weren't you here? And that's just basic human nature, especially when everyone is hurting so bad and frantic to find the person that's missing. So once things calm down a little bit, do you guys do organized search parties? Or
we have with Texas Echo Search.
Okay. Yes, we love Tim.
Yes.
He does so much for so many people.
Yes.
Okay, so you guys get with EquiSearch and you start looking, and I think I remember that going on. That's about the time that I came into contact with Noelle.
Yeah.
Okay, so everyone's looking for where are y'all looking at?
Dickinson, Hitchcock, it was everywhere.
Okay, so basically all of Galveston County. So at that point, are there any kind of leads?
There's no real leads. It was always he say, she say,
So it's like almost she walked out of the front door and just went into I mean, what about the phone that she had? Your daughter's phone. Were they able to track that, or was she using it or anything like that?
Well, after she came up missing and we realized that she had my daughter's phone, my aunt actually cut the phone on.
Okay.
But it went straight to voicemail.
Were they able to find that phone?
No. I don't even think they looked for the phone.
Okay. We're going to take a quick break and then we're going to be right back with Dee and we're going to talk some more about the case of Arionna Parham being missing. We'll be right back. Hey guys, it's Keisha, the host of the Libra Lounge with Keisha podcast and web series. If you follow me on social media, you know that the Million Harris is one of the sponsors of the show. I've told you all about the great hair products for both men and women that they have, but I wanted to give you an opportunity to actually see some of their hair bundles. Here they are. What I did was I ordered both 20 and 22-inch Malaysian bundles and a frontal from the Million Harris and took them to my stylist and had her make this unit. Yes, this is actually a lace front unit made from the bundles I purchased at the Million Harris. I usually don't wear this much hair extensions, nor do I wear it this long, but I really love it. The hair feels amazing. It looks great. I've been getting compliments everywhere that I go. So make sure to go to her website or stop by the shop and get your order on. She's got hair products, bundles, and mink lashes. Make sure to use my discount code Libra20 for 20% off your total purchase. Okay, welcome back, you guys. We have in the studio this evening Dee Frenchwood. I'm kind of like a little bit obsessed with your last name, Frenchwood. It sounds like so Frenchy.
It is. It's come from Francois.
Francois. I always thought I would marry someone with like an exotic last name, and then I got stuck with Owens. I know. You know how girls are. We think about, oh, what's my last name? I'm sorry, James. I'll let it go. Let's just move on. Okay. All right. So we're talking about the case of 18-year-old missing Arionna Parham, who's been missing for
a year.
Over a year. Okay. Over a year.
May made a year.
Okay. There's still, I can't believe there's not been any kind of legit lead. That's mind-boggling. Just like she walked out the front door and disappeared. I mean, has anything been found? No. Nothing of hers?
Nothing.
Okay. What has life been like since your sister went missing?
Very depressing.
Mm-hmm.
It's empty. We had just started bonding.
Mm-hmm.
And she had a bond with my children.
Mm-hmm. I didn't even think about that. So what do your babies say? What do they do?
They made up a little song about my sister.
Oh.
Yeah. It's bring my nanny back, please. They walk around the house singing it. Yeah.
Because how old are they?
My oldest is 6. And I have a 4-year-old, a 2-year-old, and a 1-year-old.
So there's no way that you can just fully explain it to them that they would understand.
No.
You know? So your mom has gone back to Dallas.
Yes, sir.
How has there been any rifts in the family since this happened, or has everyone kind of bonded to come together to find her? No. So are you primarily on your own as far as trying to find Arionna here?
Yes. I mean, my people, they care.
Right.
Well, they care, of course. But I guess people have their own lives. They don't really.
Yeah, that's the messed up part. You know, it's the case when someone passes away, you know, you're like, you want to tell the world, pause. You know, this person is no longer here. My heart is broken, but life just goes on.
Yeah.
And it's sad, but it seems like the bulk of everything has rested on your shoulders, and you're so young, and then you have your own family, you have your own babies, but you're still carrying, you know, the weight of your sister.
I have to.
Yes. Okay. It's very commendable of you to do that. I don't know if you realize that. You know what I mean? You're 23, 24?
I'm 22. I'll be 23 this year.
For you to do that when most 23-year-olds are worried about going to the club, what they're going to wear, their hair, dating, and things like that. So, I mean, that says a lot about you, and I hope that at some point you have a moment to just breathe. I mean, that's a lot.
It is.
Breathe and tell yourself that you are doing everything that you can for your sister, okay? Do you think the community has forgotten about Arionna?
Yes.
Why do you say that?
I know that like I'll post something and people will just be like, "Oh wow, like this girl's still missing," and I guess it's because it's not out there. It's not.
So she's missing from our small town, and our town is small.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is someone that, like I said, she was at the high school with my daughter. So there has to be kids that she knows that these kids still they have to know. You know what I mean?
They still reach out to me.
See,
a lot
it's
of
the kids.
Yeah, the kids. A lot of them still reach out to me and ask me if there's anything they can do to help.
Right.
Yeah, it's a lot of the kids. The nurse at her school, because she had a real bad asthma.
Okay.
Her nurse at her school reaches out to me.
What is the nurse's name? Erica. What is Erica's last name? Is it Flowers? Hollister?
I don't remember.
I don't.
Or is it Perez? Or is it
Nurse Erica?
No, there's two of them. There's Erica Hollister. I think that's the lead nurse, and then Christy Perez is the other nurse.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So okay. Yeah. So they reach out to you, but nothing like from the school district or the police or anything like that.
So what did I got to ask? Because you said they didn't do anything for this past graduation, which seems. But
it wasn't just that case too. I heard that about another student who passed away.
Yeah, which is
it was like November. Or something.
Yeah, it was during this school year.
Yeah, which I'll just go on a limb and say is disgraceful. Did they offer anything over the past year? Anything?
No. Nothing from the high school. Nothing from the school district. Nothing.
No outreach. No counseling for any. That's a shame.
And I'm glad he brought that up. How are you able to take care of yourself? Have you, gone to therapy? What's your support system?
My babies.
Your babies.
Yeah. My babies.
And here's the funny thing about kids, and they don't know it, but we draw energy from them because they're so non-judgmental, and they're there. Because, I've had hard times and, I can hug my child and just that unconditional love, it gives us that little bit of energy, that spark that we need. But that is a lot on you. Do you think that it has changed you, the way you parent your kids?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I bet you have to be have a level of fear all the time.
And I have all girls.
Yeah, that's scary.
Yeah.
That's scary anyway.
That's
scary. Yeah, just because we have one girl, and it's just I couldn't imagine more than one.
I have all girls.
There's sometimes we're like, oh God, here she comes, because you just never know. So, last year, people started to say that there's an epidemic of missing young girls of color, not just here but around the country, and it's true. It's so true, and it is so scary. And people say that, if these girls look different, if they were of a higher economic background, or if they were a different race, that they would get more attention. Do you think that's the case?
Yes.
Why do you think that?
I don't know. I just know that whenever, for instance, with the police, they was like, oh, she's 18. Then on top of that, the color of her skin, she's black.
Even with her being 18, it doesn't take away the fact that she's missing. That no one just walks out of the front door and vanishes into thin air. So you haven't felt supported by the police. You haven't felt supported by the school district, and that's really sad because we're so big on Gator Nation. We come together for everything, and then here's a child who is still missing. Not just missing, there's been no trace of her. There's been no clothes found, nothing from the cell phone. She has very bad asthma. So does she take medicine every day for her asthma?
Yes, she didn't take any medication.
She didn't take any medicine so when she left, she planned on returning.
Yes.
She didn't ride the school bus. You don't know of anyone picking her up or giving her a ride. Did she even know anyone that she was close to who would have picked her up?
It was stories.
There were stories. So
Yeah.
did she have a boyfriend, girlfriend, anything like that?
Not that we knew of, but when
Mhm.
she went missing, we was told.
She had a boyfriend.
I guess.
So
I
was
guess
this a
so.
person that you knew?
No.
No. Did the police question him?
They reached out to to him, but I don't think they got a response.
Well, don't you supposed to go talk to him again if you don't get a response?
I did.
Have you talked to this young man?
Yes.
And so when you talked to him, did you feel as though he did know something?
No.
You don't think he knew anything?
No, he was scared.
He was scared.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I think we've touched base on why you think that, she hasn't gotten a lot of attention. But I will say that there are some people here in town that they don't want Arionna to be forgotten. Noelle Bruce being one of those people.
Yes.
She reached out to me again and she was like, here we are a year later and nothing. So right now, are you even working with the police, or are they working with you?
No.
So there's been nothing.
with the last time I spoken with the detective that's over the case.
Is that Oliver?
Yes.
Okay.
The last time I spoke with him was in January.
And what did he say?
That's when I changed my number.
Okay.
And, all he said was he couldn't tell me anything that they knew of, and he was going to get back in touch with me.
And has he reached out to you since then?
And I spoke with the FBI as well. I reached out to the FBI.
So were the FBI more helpful, or was it more the same thing?
The same thing. He actually told me that he's been working the case already.
But did you even know that
No,
the
I did
FBI had
not.
been working the case?
No.
So since January, have you heard anything from the FBI or from the local police?
I reached out to the FBI in May.
And what they say?
Just the same thing. That he said the same thing. That was the last time I spoken with him that day.
So when you talk to them, because I know me, and I would just be throwing things at them so much, I wouldn't even come up for air. So are you saying, look, it's been a year, we're in May, we've heard nothing, there's been nothing, what do you know? Tell me something. What can I do to help you guys out? How can we work together? Is there just none of that? They just are, it's like a block.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, here's something interesting that's I'm not sure how I feel about it because I don't want to be too hard on police, but here's an example. If you look at Dickinson's website, the city of Dickinson's, there's an unsolved crimes list. Here's the only 3 they put on here. They put financial identity crimes, robbery, theft, and violent crimes. There's not a single entry here that talks about missing people. Which
you
are
know
open
what's crazy?
cases.
It's a lot of missing people out of Dickinson. It's a lot of these cases in Dickinson.
Yes.
They don't even talk about them.
Yeah, I mean, I think I would care more about visibility for missing people, especially missing children, than I really care to know who just stole somebody's credit card from the gas station.
Yeah.
I think
So is there a reason why there's not a picture of Arionna and the other girls or boys or people that are missing on the, is that the police department's page or
That's
the
the
city of
city of
Dickinson? And there's no mention of it.
No, there's no entry for missing at all. It's just financial identity, theft, and violent crimes. And under violent crimes, there's only 2. There's a sexual assault and a murder. One from 2009, one from 2013.
So
no
nothing
visibility.
even current,
No,
basically.
not even current.
Okay. So was there a point where Arionna had a billboard up?
Yes.
Where was that billboard at? Because I can see it in my head, but I can't remember where it was.
I believe that was the digital billboards.
Okay, so
all of the digital.
It was on the digital billboard. So that's the one that's going 45.
Getting that back. Yeah, we're also getting that back put up.
Oh, well, that's great. Okay, so how were you able to get that back up?
A friend of mine
had to take care of it. Okay. If Ariana's watching or listening right now, what do you want to tell her?
To come home.
Come home.
Come home, and we miss her.
No questions asked, nothing. Just come home. If someone has her, let her go. Drop her off. No questions asked. You just want her back.
Yes.
And if someone, what in your heart, what do you think has happened to Arionna? And I hate to ask that question, but I have to.
I don't think anything bad has happened to where she's no longer here. I don't have that feeling. I do feel that she's somewhere that she's not wanting to be.
Right.
Yeah, she's been taken.
You think someone has taken her away? What do you remember what Arionna said she wanted to be when she grows up?
She didn't even know what she wanted to be. I remember she told me she was at school one day and she was looking up a big old house, and she said, "I'm coming to live with her when she graduates. After she get out of college, I'm coming to live with her and me and all my kids." And so everybody was gonna have their own room. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So right now, the billboard is coming back up. That is fantastic. Here's information on Arionna. Arionna is 18 years old. She's a black female. She has black hair. She's 5'4", 125. So she's little. Yeah. Brown eyes. She has a darker skin complexion. Let's see. She's been missing since May 22nd, 2018. This is what she was wearing last. She had on a blue or turquoise zip-up sweater, blue jeans and blue shoes, a gray hoodie, and blue jeans. Those are the things she could have had on.
Yeah.
Okay. She also suffers from asthma. I know that has to just panic you that she's been without her medicine. If you or anyone else has any information about Arionna, if you've heard anything, if you think you remember something that happened, something that was said, something that she may have said, if you're somewhere and you hear someone else talking about something that sounds like her case, contact, who is this?
Texas EquiSearch.
Texas EquiSearch at 281-309-9500. Is there a particular person they need to ask for?
Tim Miller.
Tim, we love you, Tim. Also, you can email info@texasecu, that's EQUU search.org.
And we have a page for her as well on Facebook.
A Facebook page? Yes. Okay, what's the name of the Facebook page?
Where's Arionna Parham?
Okay.
And I'm behind the page. So.
Okay.
One quick question, just for anybody who might be listening. Which area of Dickinson did this happen, in case anybody doesn't even know what happens and thinks
right
about
by
something?
Church Village.
Okay.
Right by Church Village.
So
right there.
Deets Road area.
Deets Road.
Okay, Deets Road Railroad area. Okay. Yeah. So anything. Don't be at home thinking like, I think I heard this. Even if you think, just let someone know, because you never know. It could be the smallest detail that can lead to some kind of answers. Ariana's family still wants her home. They still love her. They still miss her. They're still waiting. So anything, if you have her, let her go, drop her off.
I'll pick up.
Yes, anything, okay? And again, the number for Texas EquiSearch is 281-909-9500. Also, the Facebook page is...
Where's Arionna Parham?
And that is Arionna. Last name is Parham. Dee, you did a fantastic job. Is there anything else you want to say?
No.
Okay.
Just if you have anything, just let me know.
Let her know. Her sister and her nieces are all still waiting for her to come home. And I want to thank you for coming out. I know this isn't easy. Coming on to the podcast, and thank you for continuing to, this young lady's so young, and she has taken on, not only just custody of her sister, but basically, she's spearheading the case to try to find her, to get answers as well. So we as a community need to get together and most definitely help out in any way that we can. If that means that we've got to put pressure on the police departments, then we can do that. Okay. And we will be right back. All right. Well, we want to thank you guys for tuning in to this episode. What episode are we on?
51.
Episode 51, you guys. Can you believe it? It's been 51 episodes. Again, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Anything else? Oh, most definitely go to the Bayou Animal Services page. See what they need. They need everything. They need fosters. They need people to come adopt cats. It's like an explosion of cats over there. They need food. They need puppy pads, and they need anything. They also have an Amazon wish list, so check that out. Any monetary donation you can make, if it's $1, fantastic. Do it, okay? And most definitely, if you're looking to adopt an animal, please go to Bayou Animal Services. Anything else? I think that's all of our show notes for tonight.
Yeah, I think the only thing I'd add would be if anybody has an interest in the story we just talked about, if you're a lawyer, if you're any kind of public activist, anything, I think it's a good thing to get involved with.
Where's Quanell X? We may need him to come down here to Dixon.
Easy, Tiger.
Oh, okay. Too far? Too much? All right.
Yeah.
All right. So, you know what time it is. It is time for me to award the Bitch Please of the week.
Bitch, please. You be rolling down the street, telling stories. Bitch, you never tell the truth. Bitch, please. Everybody know you lying, bitch, cause all you do is lie.
Okay, so I have in the studio with me, Megan. I'm gonna say your last name right. Ailshire.
Yes, ma'am.
I said it right?
Yes, ma'am.
Give me $100, James. Okay, so I actually made a post because we do this segment just about every show, but I like to give a voice to other people. So I made a Facebook post saying, "Hey, I'm looking for another bitch please of the week. If you know anybody, know anything," and boom, I started getting comments talking about an incident that happened to you and your family about 3 weeks ago.
It was about 3 weeks ago, yes.
At Kemah Boardwalk, which for you, because the show is national. So Kemah Boardwalk is basically this area by the water where there's restaurants, hotels, amusement park, all kinds of stuff. Okay, it's a money trap. That's
yeah,
what
it's
it
part
is.
of it's part of Landry's,
Yes.
which is part of Golden Nugget, which is all owned by Tillman Fertitta.
Yes. Okay. So Megan, your story was brought to me not by one, not by two, three, not four. It was like 8 different people.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yes, 8 different people. I had not heard your story at all. And each person was so passionate. And I'm not even sure if you knew any of these people.
No.
They were very passionate about what happened to you. They were upset and they were basically saying, "Keisha, can you put this on the show?" And I'm like, "Of course I will." So here we are. Megan, please tell the Libra Lounge audience what happened when you and your family went to the Kemah Boardwalk.
We live in Baytown. We first of all, I have a son. His name is Deacon. He is in a wheelchair.
Okay.
He walks a little, but he tires easily. He was born with a muscle and joint condition called arthrogryposis multiplex congenita.
Oof. That's a lot.
It basically means all of his joints are stiff, crooked, or in a fixed position.
Okay.
He has had 8 different surgeries at the Shriners Hospital for Houston to help him be more mobile and, able to do do things.
Okay.
And we had some family in from out of town. We don't go to Kemah often because it is a money trap.
Yeah.
And but they wanted to go down there, and we wanted to show them a little bit about where we live. So we went down there and had dinner, and that was nice. We didn't have any problems getting up and down the elevators to the restaurant we visited. And so our family wanted to walk around a little bit. So we're walking around, and there was an ice cream shop upstairs with some.
And it's upstairs. I know exactly where it is.
So my husband and his cousins went up the stairs, and I was like, "Okay, well, I'm gonna go to the elevator. I'll see you up there in a minute."
Right.
And I get around to the elevator, and there's a big old sign that says "Elevator out of order."
Okay.
And I'm like, oh,
Right. There's nothing that says this elevator is out of order.
Yes.
But there's another one here or there's another one there.
Right.
Okay.
So I followed the signs to the elevator because I'm not really familiar with their layout. Like I said, I don't go there frequently enough to be familiar with where everything is. A lady passing by did mention that there was a ramp. She says, "Oh, there's a ramp down there." Okay.
There's a lot of down there at the boardwalk.
So I walked the entire front of the building where all the shops are in the hotel, and there's nothing but stairs. There's no signs. There's no anything leading me to a ramp. And so I was really frustrated, and it pisses me off because I should be able to just
go where I need to go
Right.
and get upstairs and not have an issue.
Right.
I saw plenty of people out there with walkers and wheelchairs, and did they want to go upstairs and couldn't? I don't know.
Right.
Anyway, so I snapped a picture. That's the picture that ended up online. I sent it to my husband, and I was like, well, it looks like we won't be coming upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
So I had asked 2 employees
Mm-hmm.
with the blue Kemah Boardwalk shirts on if there was another option to get upstairs because the elevator was out. And they were both just like, sorry,
Because a lot of especially during the summer months, a lot of their employees are teenagers.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
so I was just like, I didn't want to I love to cause a scene sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But
she's my kind of girl.
Yeah, I do. I like to cause a scene sometimes. When things like that I'm really passionate about, it just angers me. I try not to do it in front of my son because I don't want him to feel like a burden. Like he makes me angry.
Right.
But it's not that. It's the
situation.
The situation.
Yeah.
So my husband was like, "Oh, we're not going to make a big deal, Megan. Don't just calm
but
down."
the mama bear comes out.
Yes, I was so angry. I was like fuming. So we walked the other direction. They came downstairs, and of course I spent more money on crap that I shouldn't have because I felt bad that I wasn't able to get my son up to get the ice cream.
Yeah.
So it was just frustrating, and I just really, really feel that there should be signage or their employees should know how to tell somebody where a ramp is. It's really that simple.
Yeah, it's not something that's hard. There's signage for everything over there. I don't think they have a problem with pointing you in a direction of something where you can spend money.
Exactly.
But yes, most definitely, because if it's a law, correct, that you have to have places that are wheelchair accessible, right?
Yeah, so with the ADA, they understand that sometimes temporary interruptions can occur, but even when the interruptions occur, like a broken elevator, they're still required by law to provide a way to access the business that they're providing.
And here's the thing with her situation was that the elevator was not working, which that happens. It happened when I was there last summer too. I'm like, okay, well, what's going on? But the fact of the matter is that there was no arrows. There was nothing to tell her where she could go to get upstairs.
Yeah, it sounded like there was no way to receive actual assistance because of the failure.
And then the employees that she did approach didn't know. That within itself, your employees don't even know their surroundings, know.
Right.
Well, on top of that, your employees obviously don't have a vested interest in making sure that people are taken care of at the place where they work.
Did anyone say, I'm not sure, but let me help you find, let me take you here?
Nope.
No one.
Nope. I guess that's what angered me the most.
There was no sympathy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was just like, I don't know, sorry.
Right. And it's hot here in Texas, so that doesn't help at all either. But it's just plain wrong. How much do you think the Kemah Boardwalk makes a year?
Oh, it's millions. Easily
millions. So to me, I think being able to put up a few signs, letting people know where an elevator is, where a ramp is not a big deal at all.
No.
That would the cost of that is nothing compared to what they make a year.
Yeah, and taking maybe 10 more minutes in employee orientation to impart
train your staff.
To train and to impart the idea that customers are important.
Right.
And should be cared for in the best way possible.
Right.
Yeah. I think
because
that's fair.
Going to the Kemah Boardwalk, once you get past how hot it is from the parking lot to wherever you're going, once you get over the shock of how high everything is, you should have a fun time.
Yeah, exactly.
It should be a relaxing time. It should not be stress inducing. It should not make you feel bad as a mom. It shouldn't make your son feel bad because it's neither of your fault.
Right. And I realize there are lots of things that are inaccessible, and I'm really good at detouring his mind. I mean, he's 11, so it was a lot worse when he was younger, but we used to be able to just pick it up and carry him, but he's 100 pounds now, and I just,
it's heavy.
Break my back carrying him up the stairs, so.
And you shouldn't have to.
Exactly. It's something really simple that would have prevented the whole thing.
Because that's embarrassing.
Yeah.
You've got You've got family there.
Yeah.
So it distracts from what you actually came there to do.
Yeah. And if it Kemah, I mean, they're visited by people from
all the time. Yes.
all over the place.
So this just has not happened to you.
No. It's had to have happened to
yes,
other people.
and it shouldn't happen to anyone because no one should go there and be made to feel like, as you said, a burden because you're not able to access a place that you're supposed to be able to go to. So I think I was telling you before we started, I went there last summer, and I have lupus, and if it's a bright sunny day, just like that, all my energy's gone. And so we looked for an elevator out there too, and can you believe it? It wasn't working, so it's just, but my situation is completely different. You know what I mean? I'm just like, oh, okay, whatever. But your son is 11. He's going to this fun place. He should just be able to have fun. Did he say anything to you?
No, he didn't. I think he knows me by now.
He's like, oh, she got that look on her face. Yeah. But in his head and in his heart,
I know he knows it. I know he feels it. And I try to make things simple. I try to just be like, okay, well, elevator's not working. Let's go over here.
Right.
But I should be able to access things with him the same way everyone else does, with ease.
Yes. And there should be no problem. It's one thing that the employees did not know, but the fact that none of the employees said, you know what, I don't know, but let's walk over here. Or don't they have like walkie-talkies or something like that?
I did. I looked for a type of hut or stand or whatever for customer service.
Nothing.
And I didn't see anything. That doesn't mean it's not there. I did not see it.
Right. But it was just the fact that you did ask employees and they were non-helpful. They just like, I don't know, and showed no interest in trying to get you the help that you need. And how many of y'all went there that day? There was a group of
4. There was 8 of us.
So y'all spent a nice chunk of change there that day.
We spent about a little over $100 on dinner with just me and my husband and my son.
Yeah. So y'all spent plenty of money that day. How hard would it have been to take 5 minutes out of their day and say, let me find out the answer for you?
Yeah.
And there was nothing. And I don't think people understand just that person saying, I'm going to help you, and acting like they care.
Yeah, is enough.
Makes all the difference in the world.
It really, really does.
The result could have been the same. It could have been like, I don't know. I'm trying. But knowing that someone actually cared makes a huge, huge difference.
I agree.
So, Kemah Boardwalk. I'm not even sure exactly who I should address with this one. Is it Tillman? I don't want to get on Tillman's bad side now. So, who, Kemah?
I'd say Kemah Boardwalk. Whoever is the property manager for that
property
area,
manager at Kemah Boardwalk.
This is probably Landry's.
Landry's. Give me the right person, James. Come on now. Trying to give out this bitch, please.
Kemah Boardwalk.
Kemah Boardwalk. For you not having, help me out, Megan, all the accessibility.
There you go.
To where the elevators are or the ramps are, and for not properly training your damn employee.
And for not having employees that
are informative or care.
Yeah, that basically give a fuck.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're getting the bitch please of the week from the Libra Lounge. And you know what? The right thing would be to treat this family to an all expense paid, everything over there at Kemah Boardwalk. Everyone, should we make them go to their website and file a complaint?
I'm sure they have Facebook and comments, and not that we're gonna, tell people what to do.
I encourage you to do it. I encourage you to take 5 minutes out of your day, go over to the Kemah Boardwalks. I'm sure they have a Twitter page. Everyone has a Twitter page, and let them know about Megan and Deacon, because believe me, if it happened to her and her son, it's going to happen to someone else, and it's just not right. So if you just send an email, anything like that, because Megan already, you were given to like the public relations department.
Yes.
And that was 25 years ago. You still haven't heard anything?
It was the day. This happened on a Friday night, and I called Monday morning.
She still has heard nothing back.
It's been almost 3 weeks. Yeah.
Not a sorry. She said they call back. No callbacks. No nothing. Like, come on. Everyone loves Kemah Boardwalk. Not me, because I don't like amusement parks. I don't like kids. I don't like heat. I don't like water. None of that. But she and her family loved it enough to go out there. And not only did they go out there, they took their family who was visiting out there as well. So at least respond to her, tell her something, apologize. Let her and her family know that you do care and you do hear them. They're not just another number. So, people, I'm asking you to get on your phones right now because you're already on your damn phone watching the show. Make a post on your Facebook page. Go to the Kemah Boardwalk's Facebook page, or you can go to their website and you can email someone and let them know, hey, what is going on with this situation? Why have you guys not done anything? How can we get this to change? Okay, do it, do it, do it, do it. Megan, I am extremely sorry that happened to you and Deacon. And I hope that by coming on the show, we can at least get you some kind of response to the issue from that day.
Yeah, I hope so.
And thank you for being a great mama bear.
Thank you for inviting me. I enjoyed being
anytime, anytime you can come back. Okay. And tell Deacon we are rooting for him and we're gonna get something for this child because that was just rude. It was mean. And it was just, I don't like stuff like that. I don't like for anyone to never feel like they're not important, like they don't matter. I don't like that. And we most definitely don't want Deacon and his family to feel that way. Okay. So make sure you tune in next week. I can't remember who's going to be on the show.
Next week is...
Of course, producer James's ass knows who's going to be on the show. Who's going to be on the show?
Next week is Reality of Wrestling star JJ Blake.
I ain't even know that, y'all. So, yeah. He's probably going to show me some wrestling moves so I can kick producer James's ass. That'd be pretty cool. I kind of like that. So, all right.
I'll take it.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget, make a complaint to the Kemah Boardwalk. Please, 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 please. And thank you. We will see you next Wednesday. Bye.